welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to join your friends and get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here now the gaming is back.
Also, Kira Merchant.
Hey, excited to be here now that gaming's dead.
They are the two sides of the coin of video games this week and in the year 2024, I guess. And wholeheartedly. I don't know. Honestly, I've got three news stories here, or three topics, so I don't really even give a shit what order we talk about them in. Nearly. I started piecing together the show notes, and then I was like, "Well, this is just—it's really one topic, and then it's really Astro Bot and Concord, the two sides of the coin. Then it's the Minecraft movie, and then I don't know." Tell me about NBA first, Ash.
It's so I got NBA 2K25. That's the right number.
I wrote down 24. My bad.
I mean, it's more of the same. Obviously, they've got this new. So last year they implemented this new technology that allowed them to copy the players' NBA footage and translate that into animations in the game. So second year of that, everything looks really good. Like you notice like little movements players usually make when they're doing dribbles or like when they're walking back down the court. That's pretty cool. From my understanding, like they've taken a lot of player feedback in every regard except the monetization, in which it's pretty much exactly the same. Although that's hard for me to.
Terrible.
I mean, whatever, it's the same
what's the highest amount you can spend?
Probably hundreds of dollars, I'd imagine.
There's
a 24, there's like a $15 battle pass for the season. But that's kind of the norm at this point, and that's kind of expected, and I don't think that's never going to go backwards. Although it's also hard to say because, like, obviously I got gifted the All-Star edition or whatever with like 100,000 VC to start off with, so it's like I got all this money to spend. I don't have to grind as much, but I'm trying to avoid spending too much in the game. Lots of little improvements.
Your wording there. You got a review code. The word.
Yeah, I got a review code. I got
review gifted does not sit right with me at all.
Okay, I apologize. I just
I'd like to clarify, review code does not mean that Ash has to be nice to the game. For some reason, the word gifted makes it sound like you have to be. But
we do not get gifted games. Wink, wink. No, no, there are a lot of nice improvements. Like the city this season, it's much smaller. In previous years, they would like try and make this massive city, but then you would spend like 10 minutes to getting from one end of the city to the other. Now it's a bit smaller, so it's a little bit more manageable to get to different locations when you want to like have to do quests or want to get to different game modes. This season also the My Player mode is like focused on dynasties rather than last year the focus was on becoming the GOAT player, the greatest player of all time. This year it's a little bit more team oriented, and there's like unlocks for like winning multiple championships or making multiple playoffs and that kind of stuff. That's all cool. Online modes are there. It's updated. It's better. It's more refined. It's NBA 2K. one change that I really do like.
Out of 10.
Yeah, probably. One change that I do enjoy that they've added like modifiers for the shot gauge, I guess. They can like if you can get the timing right, like the timing last season was so hard, like it was becoming kind of like an esport. Like if you could get really good and skilled at it, you would like make impossible shots. So they've kind of made it a little bit, giving you the option to make it a little bit easier, but like taking away, where some shots, the timing, it doesn't matter as much, but then other factors like your placement on the field, whether it's a good shot or not, like will factor more. But then you do have the option if you want high risk, high reward, like to keep that and like make insane threes from half court and that kind of stuff. So I think that's really good. I think they've implemented a bunch of stuff like there's a really good tutorial system to like learn different moves and that kind of stuff, especially because 2K is like very full on. So if this is your first one, even for a little while, there's a lot of tools to help you get up to speed. But yeah, I've only kind of scratched the surface. They've got like a WNBA mode, which I think is probably going to get more focus this year because WNBA has kind of blown up in popularity in the last 12 months because of Caitlin Clark and the other rookies from last year. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It for me, it's a fun comfort game. Just turn your brain off, shoot some balls and hoops.
Sorry, why didn't you just go with the normal phrase shoot some hoops? Why did you
some balls in the hoops?
You butchered that.
Nah. That's what all the players, all the ballers say. That's why the ball's in the word baller.
Even I would fuck that up.
So yeah,
very
it's
good.
It's also hard to go super recommend it like day one. Like you're going to get the most bang for your buck if you buy it day one because you'll get the most play out of it before the next game comes out. But I think the last 3 or 4 years I've found I've been able to play the game for free without a review code, whether through PS Plus Essentials or through PS Plus Extra. It'll drop on there,
Or just Xbox Game Pass,
I guess that could also be one.
Man, how much easier is that to say than all these different categories of PS Plus?
I don't know if it's on a Game Pass. So.
It is, I think. I believe so.
Well, you got you got Xbox Game Pass Basic, you got Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and you got Xbox Game Pass, whatever the third one is, I can't remember.
For PC.
Yeah. No, well, even the base tier. I think there's as many Xbox Game Pass versions as there is PS Plus now, so. Yeah. Motherfucker.
I feel like the Xbox ones are obvious, where fucking the PlayStation ones, I can't remember.
Oh, Dylan can't remember them.
I can't. All right. You name them all, Kieran.
Isn't it Xbox Game Pass, and then there's Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? I thought it was only the two now.
No,
I didn't think there was a third
implementing the new one where they get rid of all the exclusives.
Isn't that
no
just
day one exclusives anymore?
Isn't that just the basic Game Pass? And then isn't that just Game Pass and Ultimate? It's like, okay, just pay everybody, pay for Ultimate.
And then there's the one with like the very, very limited category catalog.
Fair enough.
Core.
There you go.
Yeah.
What a dumb name. No.
The hit franchise Recall. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So you get. Yeah, so there's two technically, and then the third if you have PC. So Xbox Game Pass Core is the one that doesn't have the games on day one. Ultimate is where you have the games on day one, and then you got Xbox.
But isn't there an even more basic Game Pass where it's just an online mode?
No.
I mean,
no, because you can't get that anymore.
No, you got to buy Game Pass now.
You got to have Game Pass now. There's no such thing as Xbox Live anymore, or Gold, or whatever it used to be called.
Now it's PlayStation Plus Extra, and PlayStation Plus Deluxe. I'll have you know.
Isn't it essential?
Well, it's PlayStation. Essential. It's Essential Extra Deluxe.
Yeah,
or Premium in the US, or not Australia.
And Deluxe is the one that's terrible, but I pay for it.
Got to get those game trials.
Isn't it the PS1 games I need? No, the PS2.
Yeah,
games?
well, yeah, that's the only other feature.
Yeah. All right, talking about PlayStation then. All right, let's go. Astro Bot, Concord.
Flipcoin.
We're living in a world where Astro Bot has released. Everyone loves it. I've reviewed it. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Everyone's given it either, I don't know, somewhere between a 9 to 10. I think that's the majority of the scores. Fantastic video game. However, this game did release about 2 days, or the reviews dropped like 2 days after Concord was announced. It is fucking done.
And then on the day it came out, the Concord servers got turned off.
Yep.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the day the game releases, and then the Concord. So we're living this PlayStation dichotomy. I'll go to you, Kieran.
Wait, do you
presuming-
think they did this on purpose?
No.
No,
Well,
that would be dumb. Why would they do that on purpose?
Sorry.
What are you talking about?
Do you think they cut Concord so short because they're like, this is the perfect time. Everybody's going to be like
No.
in love with Astro Bot. We
No.
can kind of get
No.
away with it.
No,
I think just
because
timing.
because the people you're targeting for Concord are not the people you're targeting for Astro Bot.
Just asking the
No.
question.
Yeah, no.
So, Kieran, as the person who's had the biggest up-down relationship with Concord on this show,
Yeah.
how do you feel?
I was not surprised. I was maybe surprised by how quickly they did it. Like 11 days is fucking
Not even
rough.
2 weeks.
Not even 2 weeks. Like 11 days to have a game go up, be like, no, this is shit. This is real bad. Which is fine, because I think one of the things was I know one of the arguments people were trying to
Did you think it was
use
shit, or I just want to say, like, is it that it was shit, or is it that it was not?
No, I think it was rolled out shit. And the PlayStation / Firewalk's marketing around it and its strategy around it was bad.
Concord itself is not a bad game.
No, Concord itself, good game. Could be great. Like, could be, like, has a lot going right for it. But, had a lot going right for it. It was just a case of it was executed really poorly. And I don't know whose call it was. I don't know whose call it was to have it as I think it was like a $60 game. Like,
It was Jim Ryan's last terrible decision he made before he signed off.
Yeah. I don't know whose idea it was to sell it, like to have it as like a box game, not free live service or free to play. I don't. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of decisions that were maybe taken away from Firewalk themselves that I think is fucked this game kind of hard. I'm shocked / impressed that they've pulled it in 11 days, because them pulling it so quickly gives me some form of hope for it that it's going to be back. Concord's going to appear again at some point, most likely as a free-to-play game. Is it going to do any well? Most likely not, but there is still hope for it. If they had left it for 2-3 months in its current state and then shut it down, that game's never coming back. That game's just dead. It's just DOA. Like, it's gone. So this, at least there's hope for the team at Firewalk. There's hope for everybody involved with it that it's going to get another chance, another option. I think it's really fucked itself in terms of there's going to be, I guess, Deadlock's something completely different, so I don't want to directly compare it to Deadlock, but like probably before it comes out again, Marvel Rivals.
I was wondering
will be
how
out.
long it would take you to bring up Deadlock. But
Dude, Deadlock's so good, my god. But like,
update for people who were listening for last week.
did you both get codes? Because Nick got code. Nick literally got messaged me
1 hour after the episode finished recording, the code
because
came
it takes
through.
a while. I did find out later. It takes a while because Nick messaged me and thanked me for sending him a code. So, like, yeah,
I haven't
that's
played
in
it
it.
yet.
You know, yeah,
Have you done?
no, I was playing Astro Bot.
that's fair. That's completely fair. But like, I think it's going to be in a world. Then it's going to come out where there's already Marvel Rivals. Is it going to do any well? Who knows? But it's just a case of, I don't know. It's a real dichotomy that like you look at it and it's how that was released and everything that's taken place over the 11 days of Concord's release, and then Astro Bot. Like, one is so fucking like glowing and.
I think the thing is though, at least for me, one, Concord is actually what PlayStation had been setting all its money and sights on, and had put all its money into these big multiplayer games. This is what they think the future is. And Astro Bot was like a small team. Yeah, take your time, whatever. Like, if it does well, good for you. We don't really care. I don't think there's a world where it's like Concord was meant to be as far as PlayStation said, that's the thing they want to be.
But this is the thing, and that's the continued thought of game developers and big studios and publishers is the same thing that happened with Suicide Squad and Rocksteady, is that they are pushing and they keep telling people, we keep getting fucking dumbass comments like I think it's the Ubisoft CEO or president saying there's no real actors. There's no real actors in video games, or people kind of these studios thinking, gamers don't want a single player experience, and it's like, well, fuck, like even fucking Warner Brothers are saying that shit when they had Harry Potter last year. And though we didn't, Hogwarts Legacy, even though, we didn't feature it much on ours, it was still the highest fucking grossing video game of last year. Like, I think this is just even further.
You sure GTA didn't beat it?
Yes. Because I think that was the news story, is that something dethroned GTA. But like, it's there's so much of like, there's so much of it where it's like, this is where I really hope, and this is my worry about this, Astro Bot has domestic and international sales success. Because there's so many times where people like us or people in the game industry are going to rant and rave about how fucking good Astro Bot is, how great Astro Bot is, but they won't. It won't get past our bubble. It won't spread to the general public. People won't be there just randomly picking up Astrobot and getting Astrobot and playing Astrobot. And then the sales won't convert, and then fuckheads at Sony or other studios will be like, you see, it didn't succeed, it didn't do anything. And it's like, well, that's because from the start, Astrobot isn't being supported by there's no massive ad campaigns. There's no big push for the game to be out to the general public, which is what is needed. So yeah, that's my main thing, is that I really hope that it has financial success on top of the critical success that Astrobot is currently receiving.
Ash, do you have any thoughts on the...
Yeah, I guess the suddenness of it was very surprising. I mean, props for them for if you're going to do this, I think they did it the right way. They put a notification. They said, we'll give you 5 days to do whatever you can. You can play it for as much as you want until then. We'll be refunding everybody.
To the last second.
I mean, my favorite news story was that people were logging into the main mode jumping off,
yep.
So they could
trying
to get as much XP as possible, chasing that platinum trophy. Yeah. We know every trophy counts, but those platinums, they're pretty great. So I mean, clearly there were people who wanted to play. Actually, I should look that up.
I'm looking if I'm trying to look if you want to keep going. I'm going to see how many people platinum.
But yeah, refunding everybody. I was in a store on Friday picking up Astro Bot. No copies of Concord anywhere, so clearly the word got out that you can't buy it anymore. I get, it's disappointing because the game itself is good. It's just that like Kieran said, everything around it has been poorly handled. And I think the worst thing about the game...
67 people on PSN Pro.
Props. That was hard because, like, you had to get to level 100, and like the main way to XP was weekly rewards.
Yep.
And there were only 2 weeks, so that's a lot of matches. But yeah, I think the worst thing now is that the narrative around the game has become what it has because Sony left such a vacuum around the game. They didn't lead the marketing anyway. The right wing, people have taken hold of the narrative, saying the game is woke, and that's why it failed, and not because barely anybody knew what the game was. Yeah, it's a sad story because obviously Firewalk is a good team. And they showed they're a good team. Do I think they can come back? Maybe. It's just such a saturated market. I honestly think their efforts would be better spent moving on to a different project. Maybe a known franchise to like get a win,
Just want to say, so far we're The Last of Us multiplayer game cancelled, Concord refunded, taken off shelves. Really looking forward to the third one.
The team over at Haven have got to be
that thing,
worried.
Yeah.
Although I feel like Fair Games, again, we know very little about Fair Games.
But like,
At
this is the
least
thing,
it's
right?
different.
We know it's
When
a
did-
first-person competitive shooter.
But even then, if we could add so many other Sony-centric multiplayer games before that, like there's fucking Foam Stars. There's the
That was Square Enix.
No, Square
But that
Enix.
also died.
but that was
But that was a
largely on
Sony
PlayStation.
exclusive.
That was Sony exclusive.
Yeah, but like to separate them, these are
It's still Sony centric, where it is
Sony paid money for Foam Stars.
yeah.
To be fair,
like Foam Stars wasn't there. What's the other one? Like the car one or the roller derby?
Destruction
one?
All Stars.
Destruction All Stars.
That was bad.
That was another. Like it just seems to be. They're either whatever mentality or whatever approach they're taking, and it's not all them, of course. Square Enix with Foam Stars, yes. Whatever approach they're taking with these multiplayer games is not it. It is not working. Even I don't think we can even use Helldivers 2 as a like an example anymore, because I just think Helldivers 2 is like the odd one out.
It's the outlier.
Is the outlier. It's the one that works, and then it's also like where Sony's turn around and be like, well, yeah, it was the outlier, and we're it's where Concord had the PSN like heavily bolted to it, where Helldivers didn't, even though they tried to. The Helldivers players revolted, and then it's now Concord. It's like it's no option. There's no choice. I think there's, and I'm not saying it, the success lies in the PC fan base. I think that's a very big part of it, because I think getting your PC fan base going to kind of help uphold the ecosystem on your console is fucking really good. But I just don't think that, and this once again, it's my favorite topic when I come up, not favorite topic, but like it's arrogance. I just feel like it's ongoing arrogance from PlayStation and Sony.
I will say that the fact that they don't have figures for what PlayStation players are playing live like Steam does is not helpful.
Well, that was
because
everybody was using,
if you
right?
could say, hey, everybody's playing this game on PlayStation, look at these numbers. Sure, people aren't playing it on Steam, but they're playing it over here. At least you could optically move the story in a certain way. But
that's
when it's just those Steam numbers, it's terrible. Yeah.
Everybody who was huffing on copium for Concord was the ones going, well, it might not be doing well on Steam, but they've definitely got PlayStation players. PlayStation's going really well. And then if it closes 11 days later, you're like, no, it wasn't. There's no way that if it was going well on the console, they wouldn't have shut it. They would have just been like, oh, well, it's a bust on PC, but we'll just get it through on console. That's fine.
What do you think, Dylan? Is this the last we see of Concord outside of that episode of Secret Level?
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. That's so funny. Oh no.
Eurogamer writes Secret Level, if you haven't been following along, is a 15-episode series from Crazy Love, Death and Robots. They'll feature original stories set in the world of games. More specifically, include episodes centered on Armored Core, Crossfire, Dungeons & Dragons, Zodius, Honor Among Men, Mega Man, New World, Atrium, Pac-Man, Sifu, Splunky, The Outer Worlds, Unreal Tournament, 40K, and a number of PlayStation game studios. Most pertinently, though, it'll also include an episode based on Concord. A decision made well before the game was pulled from sale, just 2 weeks after less than stellar player numbers. And while developer Firewalk Studios has suggested Concord may one day return, many wondered if its Secret Level episode would get the chop, given that it's essentially an advert for the game. While Amazon has yet to officially comment on the matter, IGN, citing a source close to production, has now reported that Concord will remain part of Secret Level despite its recent closure.
It'd be fucking insane if it got the chop.
Are we looking forward to watching it?
Yeah, because I think there was like good potential for stories and shit. It was just not well executed and never given the chance.
Yeah, as someone also pointed out, like they had all these cinematics in the can. You would assume
they probably had months worth.
So, it's disappointing that will never likely see the light of day. Unless they do plan to bring it back. In which case, that's your marketing campaign. Don't save any of that stuff. Just pump it out. Get people interested.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've not been positive on Sony for a while now. If you listen to Platinum Explosion, and like we've dropped it fortnightly on that show because I just don't think there's much to talk about. And even when I was talking about the upcoming slate or lack of slate of games, it would just be me complaining about the games like fucking Concord. So I don't think any of this is too shocking. The fact that I still have to look ahead and be like, well, what do we got coming? Fair Game and Marathon.
The
Two
only
out
confirmed.
of and then there's fucking 4 other multiplayer first-person shooters or whatever the hell else that they haven't even announced. Awesome. I'm so excited for those games. Not. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. There's in a word. I make fun of Xbox as much for their shitty release schedule, but I think they're just two sides of idiots at the moment. I think PlayStation's doing a terrible job, and I think Xbox is doing a terrible job. If Switch comes out with a Switch 2 and starts putting out good games, I'll fucking start taking on the House of Mario. I'll start a Nintendo podcast. I don't know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I'll switch sides.
Mate, Nintendo is such a saturated market. I wouldn't touch it.
But like PlayStation's thing is like they ride on the success of at least once a year they put out a stellar AAA story-based game, like a Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima or something, God of War. They put out one a year usually, and then like that's the success. And that's the only thing I think currently that's been like keeping them above water for a while now. Like they have these like games that do really, really well, and they are good, of course. It's not like unwarranted success for them. And then everything else that they've been talking about and like leading up for the last couple of years, I just think is usually just a bunch of shit. But at least they put out one good game a year, and Xbox is, I don't know what the fuck they're doing either. So
throwing money at the problem.
They have Indiana Jones coming.
Cool. Awesome.
I've got it. It's coming.
It's also coming to PlayStation.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the gaming market is pretty
well, it's rough because there are like literally thousands of games coming out every year. So it's consistent battle for people's attention and time. I
was watching it. I can't remember if I could remember, I'd give them a shout out. But random YouTube video popped up on my homepage the other day that was like all about the death of the AA, like pointing out how there was a point where any gaming podcast you listen to in the mid 2000s would be like, hey, there's 5 games out this week, they're like random this, random that, and they all were like probably 6 to 7 out of 10s at best. But you used to have, like, if you were looking for something new to play, you used to be like, oh, I might check out that or whatever, like pointing out these random ass games, and you really just don't get that anymore. It's like it's
AAA or indie, pretty much.
Yeah. There's like nothing like pointing out those there was like those weird Teddy games and fucking unless random things like
Warhammer 40K Space Marines 2 was a massive success.
I was saying before we start recording, I do want to play that, so I got some FOMO for that. I got some Kieran level FOMO. I was like, I need to play that. All right, the only other thing for this week. Well, hold on, just quickly.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about Astro Bot? Yeah.
Have you played Astro Bot, Ash?
I've put 5 hours in today.
Okay.
I've cleared the first 2 galaxies.
Cool. And I assume you're not playing it, Karen?
I'm probably next weekend. I think I'm setting time aside.
You've nearly finished the game, then, is what you're telling me, Karen. Ash, sorry.
No, I've got like 3 galaxies worth of stuff.
Are you clearing everything as you go? Or? Yeah.
We'll try and to. No.
Yeah. And?
It's good shit,
Yeah.
Did you love Astro's Playroom? This is more of that.
Yeah.
And even more of a weird love letter to PlayStation history, Yeah, I mean, it's definitely is a game that's scratching an itch that we didn't realize was itchy. Or we did realize was itchy, and just, we're getting...
I think
what a way with words today, Ashley.
You're
killing it.
You really are. You're killing it.
Yeah, I'm killing it today. I don't. Well, there's also, what else is there to say? It's Astro Bot. It's fantastic.
Well, I said what did I say? The pure joy and excitement of playing Astro Bot can only be compared to a Mario title, and this is by far the best platform we've had since the release of Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a hot take.
It might be the best platformer not on a Nintendo first-party property.
Yeah. What else does I say? A true must play for 2024 and all the PlayStation 5 owners. Astro Bot rekindles a feeling of simplicity and the joy we can find in video games like nothing else this console generation. I gave it a 10 out of 10. So
Yeah.
also said this is my favorite part in my review. Among the 300 bots to find at Astro Bot are VIP bots from a plethora of video game franchises that are both unique and not to the PlayStation home. All of these gatherings are at a Crash site where you can interact with them. This means you can both enjoy spinning with a Crash Bandicoot bot and spamming screenshots of the Hunter from Bloodborne to get us the remake we all deserve. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's good shit. How do you feel without spoiler? Well, hold on. No, I don't think it's spoiler. Like the secret, well, not secret. The final level of each galaxy is like this big crossover level.
It's a tribute to the very different games, right?
Yes. So the second one, what's the second one? Is
The second one
is God of War.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the one that's been most heavily enjoyed. Yeah, so how do you feel about that? You come in, it even has the music, you get the Leviathan axe, everything.
So good. Like, give us the God of War mod when it's just Astro Bot playing as Kratos in the actual God of War game.
Did you find all the birds?
I did find all the fucking ravens. It was like I did have to go through that level several times to but yeah, it beautifully brought to like life to like it's kind of parodied, I guess, or loving tribute, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, it's like beautiful with like the music, or like the Astro Bot version of the music, the Astro Bot version of all the themes and action and story. It's like so good. It's like such a joy when you first realize what's happening. Especially threw me because the previous level I was like, oh, I can't find these fucking two bots. Where the hell are they? And not anywhere in this level. And then, that happens, so really good. Even the first one, like obviously I haven't played much of that game, but like you capture the vibe of that game as well. So I'm looking forward to which other games they.
Once you get to the there's another major PlayStation franchise that's not surprisingly C in it, which you'll see. Or two other ones. The other one they've advertised
Dark Souls.
has been okay.
You mean Bloodborne?
No,
Man,
I wish there was a fucking Bloodborne secret level. There's you'll know which one. Out of the 3 levels you have left, one of them is like the most random. You'll be like, oh, right, okay. Like it's not like any of the others. And
is it Parappa the Rapper?
No, but it's something closer to that direction.
Closer to that?
Yeah. So it's not like any of the major.
Well, the thing is, I've obviously got a lot of bots, so I know what they're not.
There's a lot of bots.
There are
a lot of bots. Did you see also the Days Gone ex-creative lead developer losing his mind today on Twitter? That was quite funny.
Yeah, he's quite angry.
He's always angry.
Well, yeah. Full stop. He's quite angry that Deacon is in the game and is being used to promote. I can understand where you're like, I wish I could have made another version of this, and then the only time you ever see Deacon is like advertising other games. Because always the fan art from the studio like going, congrats on the release of Helldivers or Last of Us Part 2 or like,
I get it,
but also
he's just such a cranky. Like let's not get cranky at a fucking any game that's in Astro Bot is in there out of like love.
Shouldn't you be happy because it's like, oh, my game is remembered.
Yeah, my game
is important enough to include.
Yeah. Like the fact that there is some random ass characters in this, and any of them that pop up that like the ones that the more secretive ones that pop up, I'm like, what the fuck? I just saw one. I'll spoil one. So skip ahead if you really want to don't care about the stuff because it's a fucking. I don't think it's really a spoiler. But they have persona characters in this that you can find, and they're like, okay, they pop up and you're like, whoa, okay. So there's there's a lot of love for more Japanese centric developers in games, I think, in this. And there are some really deep Japan studio cuts, RIP. But yeah, to get annoyed that your game was in this, I was
you just reminded me because I was trying to get a Japanese centric bot on a certain level, and we're having fun. Astro Bot's a cool, joyous time. Some of these levels are fucking hard and infuriating at certain points as well.
The secret level, the optional levels though, right?
Yeah, like the shapes,
the shape levels.
Yeah. The fucking marble bullshit.
Yeah. So when you get to the square levels, they're the ones I did every single square secret level, and then that's where my progress lost. And now I have to redo all of those. So I want you to know when you play those, just think about having finished them all and then having to.
I did see a clip of someone like pointing out some like fire level where you have to jump around. Is that the one?
That's the one that took me the most time, and the one I was telling you that I then attempted again for like 15 times after rebooting the game and was like, nah, fuck this. And that I probably would have platinumed it by now if I hadn't had my power go out. But I was like, I can't be fucked. I'll get back to it.
But yeah, so it's also challenging as well.
Yeah, those are. And they're going to add they'll add time trials like they did last time.
Oh, man. Scary. But yeah, so much to love there, so much loving stuff. Like, just the opening is so fun, and like all these Astro Bots flying in this PlayStation 5 and then it getting destroyed. And once again, you have to put it back together. And then there's like when you do get like the pieces, it's like once again the music from Playroom, like the SSD and all those. I'm looking forward to the soundtrack of Kitten. So
soundtrack is really good.
Soundtrack's really good. Yeah, even I love going to the gacha machine, like just unlocking shit. just even the mechanic of like crushing the balls to like open these unlocks.
You know a lot of things about balls.
I am a baller. That's really fun. I will say my current frustration is there is a trophy for taking photos in the game at photo points, which apparently you have to unlock at a future point in the game, which seems counterintuitive to have you find them in the worlds, but then not be able to earn the trophy until I unlock this thing further down the line.
I'll tell you what, have you replayed Level Defined Collectibles already?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's also really handy that you just pay $200 to a little thing and it'll lead you to
get a little bird that takes you all the secrets.
Yeah.
It didn't take my fucking Raven though, I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't take you to the Ravens, and it doesn't help you. There's also in the first Secret World thing, did you find the one related to the trophy in that level?
I don't know.
No, so there's a trophy related to every secret like end level thing, and that one's about catching a particular butterfly. Probably
not then.
No, and that took me fucking forever to find by just running around because there's no way that you just have to figure it out. So I mean, you could probably. I'm sure there's a guide now, but
there's guides everywhere now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a guide here.
And then my only other complaint is, you can get paints, so you can paint your controller.
Yep.
Why don't we have those in real life?
That's a good point. Although I will say the smartest thing they ever did was the base level dual ship controller thing in the game. That's what they released as the DualSense controller.
Yes.
Like, that's pretty cool. I've yet to go pick mine up because I haven't had a chance to go into EB games. But I've got the text message saying it's ready.
It was very tempting to pick one up the other day.
Yeah, so I'll have that. That's very cool. It's also cool how like the only time the game uses gyro controls on the DualSense is while you like start the level and you fly Astro in on the ship and it's like you're controlling the ship because the ship's his controller and the controller's your hands. Like you're like,
yeah. I will say it's tough, like where sometimes it's difficult with some of the like when you're putting the components back into the PS5, like the controller doesn't quite pick up where you are at times. And the gyro is a bit off sometimes.
Old and a bit faulty.
It could be that, but
is that your launch controller?
Or it could be because of how I'm sitting, like lying down.
It shouldn't matter where you're sitting. Like it should just be the gyro.
It's just
so
why is it straight? Anyway,
it's not like it's an old fucking wireless controller. It's done over infrared. That if you have something in the way,
yeah, it doesn't matter where you're sitting. Like it just works.
It's fucking no, actually, you're. Oh my god!
I just would like a quick reset so I can go.
I think you should buy that. I think you should have brought that.
You should have bought the new one. You should have bought the new controller.
But I will say one of my favorite things about the game is the use of the the vibrations in the controller. you can tell when you change surfaces you're walking on.
Yeah.
Like, it feels different.
I think the coolest little puzzle solving thing they do for it several times throughout the game is just the
Working out
walls
the
where
symbol,
you have to walk along them, and then you'll feel like the slight vibration change in the controller and know where to push in the wall to open the secret and stuff. So
I'll admit,
stuff like
I spent a good 30 seconds just walking back and forward,
just to feeling
not realizing what it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, there's like a slight difference, but stuff like that just makes me think, man, it would be cool to have it would actually be cool to have like an Uncharted on with the DualSense controller, and like features like that could be actually cool. Like add in it, like, because I don't think any of the, and again, I don't think the game really does anything. It just expands upon everything from Playroom, which is fine, but like this game still, like Astro's Playroom was, and it still is, I think, one of the best PS5 games, and it comes for free with the console, which is both a testament to that game and also to just like the mixed level of quality we've had over the nearly 5 years since release. But this just builds upon it and goes, yep, everything's great, and it still just goes, well, we know how to use the DualSense properly. Here's how you do it, and like, yeah, haptics, the feedback, everything, good shit. The voices, the way it mixes the audio, out of the controller and everything. It's good shit. All right, and finally this week, Minecraft got trailer. I don't really,
how
it's a thing.
Fucking dare they?
Well played,
how
right?
dare they ruin the fucking Beatles' legacy by attaching their music to this turd dumpster fire?
Well played, right? It's a short teaser's dropped to give everyone a taste of what's to come in 2025 when a Minecraft movie comes to tears, and that taste seems to have been laced with something, because who boy is it something to behold. Now Ash over there writes, while it doesn't look atrocious by any means, it still is curious choice to have live action people in a Minecraft dimension, while films like Super Mario Bros. Doing gangbusters show you that you don't need a live action component. Many are wondering why that wasn't the case here. I think this looks dog shit. And I definitely am on the side of, I think the line, "My name's Steve," is very funny. But yeah, what do we think?
Can we stop? Like, I get it. The Jumanji reboot was real good. Can we stop doing that trope now? Can we stop? That just seems to be the go-to thing where like fucking 4 people, like it just feels overdone. And I watched this trip and I was like, this is just Jumanji, but Jack Black is Nick Jonas.
Yeah, I mean, what I took away from it was that it's real humans that have come into this world, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Jumanji again, and it's like Steve's a dude who's been trapped there building for so long. It's like, okay.
I don't know if he's trapped. It seems like he wants to be there.
He just wants to be there, because he's Steve. Cool. I gotta be honest, when they announced this and they were like, Jack Black's playing Steve, I was like, oh, okay, so he's just doing the voice, because I thought it must have been an animated movie. And I never thought about it again until this came out, and I went, wow, that looks bad.
I was like, oh, okay, all right. Why is Jason Momoa here? Okay, that's an interest. Okay, and then I was just utterly horrified by the design of the sheep. Like, what the fuck were they thinking there? That is worse than Sonic's original design. Both the sheep and the llama both look horrifying.
I would disagree. I actually like.
Yeah, my hot take is I don't think it looks terrible. I actually enjoy the aesthetics of this movie.
I like the look of the world.
The worlds, yes.
The Minecraft, the very minimal Minecraft creatures and stuff we see throughout it. But it's just it's all the human shit. I like, and that's the main component. Obviously, I just hate all that.
I mean, it's going to be rough. Like, there's been very few humans in animated worlds movies that have succeeded, or in a full CGI world that succeeded.
And I think I talked about this before, but I just find it very odd that they've gone down this road, especially when Telltale did those really good Minecraft games. And they had like just original characters in the Minecraft universe set within those worlds and told stories within them. And to do a story like this, I'm like, this is just boring. Like,
I mean, I think in the studio's mind, they need stars there to justify the money they're going to spend on this, or human people, because obviously there is a Minecraft animated series coming in the near future, which will probably be just the game, but
Yeah, well, hold,
scripted.
I was like, wait, surely there's the synopsis. There is no trailer. Welcome to the world of Minecraft, where creativity doesn't help you craft. It's essential to one's survival. Four misfits, blah, 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 find themselves struggling with ordinary problems when they are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into the overworld, a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world and to protect it from evil things like piglins and zombies too, while embarking on magical quest with an unexpected expert crafter, Steve. Together, their adventure will challenge all five to behold and reconnect with the qualities that make each of them uniquely creative, the very skills they need to get back to the real world.
Yeah, that doesn't instill me with a lot of hope, but
It does sound like Jumanji.
Do I think
Jumanji?
Do I think that's a story that a bunch of 10-year-olds will go watch? Yes. And that's what they're going for.
I don't think it matters what the movie is. The 10-year-olds are going to watch it either way. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's Minecraft.
Yeah.
I like how the comment section is very funny. This person literally, this comment says, "How brave of Warner Brothers leaving the comment section open." Yes.
Yeah. Especially when already this movie is
Whoever
they've already
greenlit this
again
to be live action was snorting the finest redstone dust.
Also, this one is another one that the right wing has already gotten on board, claiming it's
Why?
a DIA movie because there's
What?
a black woman in the movie.
Is there?
They're like 637 dislikes, and it's just a photo of a black woman.
Okay.
I wonder why. Fucking idiots.
If that's your problem with the movie, it definitely raises. That's not the problem with the movie. I'm telling you right now. It's the white person, Jack Black.
Jason Momoa's weak.
Yeah. Steve. Anyway. Yeah. Cool. My name's Jeff. My name's Steve. All right. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Thank you for joining us on the show. Complaining about, I think we're just 70% complaining about stuff, but that's fine. Good times.
But Astro Bot was here, so it evened out.
Yeah, Astro Bot was the one plethora of, and you know, Kieran said a line about Deadlock being good. So it's two things. Astro Bot good, Deadlock good, rest of video games bad. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns you've had. You can tweet us, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. Join us on Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. Support the show and explosionnetwork.com itself by heading on over to our Ko-fi page located at explosionnetwork.com/support. And until next week, same time, same couch. My name's Steve. Goodbye.